Alright, so how's it going everybody? Hope you're all doing well and great, and please press on that like button if you found this video entertaining or helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more videos of that kind. Now today we are actually looking at the latest news in AMD processors, which will make the AM4 platform kinda viable again for budget gaming. The Ryzen 5th gen Vermeer or Zen 3 CPUs that are supposed to be a budget ones. We have a lot of things that will launch, but the most important ones is the Ryzen 7 5700X. Now this is an 8-core 16 threaded CPU actually. Goes for $300. So I guess this is a CPU that will compete kind of with the the i5 12600K, and it will give you a good upgrade path if you decided to go with AMD rather than the overpriced 5800X in my opinion. How much a performance difference we'll see, I really don't know, but I guess somewhere around 10 to 15%, because the CPUs, the AMD CPUs right now on Amazon are actually overpriced. You're paying more than what you should, even though right now they are on sale. So actually having the kind of a good upgrade path or a good option right now for $300, even though it's not the best. I mean, Intel still has the upper hand. We're pretty much only looking at the upper hand in some gaming titles, and it's not usually the upgrade path, because if you decided to go with the H610M board or a B660M board, there's a slight chance that the next gen CPUs won't be supported on it, because these boards only support DDR4, and I believe that the 13th gen CPUs will only support DDR5. So hey, there is a thought that I'd put in mind, like they are pretty much neck and neck, and you can just get the cheapest or the best performing. Now the next one that we have in line, we are looking at the Ryzen 5600. Now it goes for $200, kind of like more than what I would like to look at, because the 5600X right now on Amazon or at some time this month, it was going for $225. So I believe this CPU is the kind of CPU that would go on sale actually when it launches, like it can go for $180. It would be a really competitive price. Keep in mind guys that you can hook this CPU with a board that goes for as cheap as $60. So that's the biggest pro of getting an AMD PC, is that the boards are actually pretty cheap. Now when it comes to the performance, I also think it's kind of close to a 5600X, and at the end of the day I don't think it's greedy at all to get something like an i5 12400 type of performance for around $180 or cheaper from AMD. So I really wish this CPU goes for less than $200, which brings me to the unknown in terms of performance or what it's targeted towards. CPU, the Ryzen 5 5500. Now this is also a 6-core 12-threaded CPU, and it goes for $160 or $150, somewhere in that territory. I'd really like to know what is this CPU directed at. Is it gonna compete with the i5 12400F, or is it gonna compete with an i3? And if it's a CPU that's meant to compete with the i5 12400 lineup, I guess this will be one of the best value for money CPUs in the budget side that you can get right now. Which brings me to the last one of the bunch, the Ryzen 5 5100, another 5th gen based Zen 3 CPU for $100-ish, $120, and it will give you the best performance quad-core 8-threaded CPU could give you, or just like an i3 12100 in my opinion. Only time would tell, but the only thing is, why would you go with that over something like a Ryzen 5 3600? This is what we'll discuss in the next lineup. So yeah, they haven't stopped there. There is a Zen 2 base CPUs, so basically a refreshed version of the Ryzen 3000 series. So is a Ryzen 3 4100 for $100, a Ryzen 6, damn, I'm missing the numbers, a Ryzen 5 4500 for $130. So that goes for around the same price of the 5100, and it's a 6-core 12-threaded CPU. So I'm pretty sure this is another version of a Ryzen 5 3600. So yeah, don't buy a Ryzen 3600 right now, because here it is for $130 actually. And last but not least, a 4600G, which is an APU, an entry-level APU for $150 with Vega 7, which is the same GPU I believe on the 5600G. So that might be really intriguing. Like that might be a really good APU for beginner PCs, So yeah, only time will tell, but I'm actually pretty hyped because these will give you really good options for budget gaming. Pretty much, yeah, it can be better than Intel, given that some Intel CPUs will not be having a good upgrade path. So hey, that's been it. If you like the video, press on that like button. If you want to see more videos of that kind, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.